Hey, hey. Hello, hello. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So let's get into this, shall we? It's going to be whatever comes out of this, but definitely a love topic. But we'll see. We'll see what it's going to cover. We've got the Ace of Swords, a truth possibly coming out either about a Three of Cups, so possibly about a group situation. This could also be somebody that is cutting out a group situation, or this could be somebody offering the truth. The truth is, I'd like to connect. Hi, Rodolfo. Great to see you, love. We have the moon, though, and we have the Ten of Cups. Um, okay, so we're right out of the gate. I say that, oh, we're getting somebody who wants to speak truth, possibly about a Three of Cups relationship that was previously hidden, but they're doing this because they want the Ten of Cups. It almost feels like somebody's like, okay, so I'm going to come clean so then I can have what I want. Is that, I don't know. That doesn't sound like a love story to me. That sounds like a liar's story to me. Three of Cups, what is it? High Priestess in the reverse is like, well, you already knew, and I know that you were sensing this anyway. Tell me more about this. Like a High Priestess already knew. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Swords in the reverse. It's almost along the lines of, if someone is ready to come clean now about something that they're like, look, I know you already knew what the situation was because, come on, you're a high priestess, and a high priestess always knows. A high priestess consulted with her owl. She's been like single and abundant, and it's like, you always knew someday when I'm unstuck, then I would return to you when I'm really single. I know you wouldn't have allowed me to come back until I was unstuck and single anyway. That's how this is coming across. I'm not loving it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not loving it. But let maybe I'm wrong. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. The Star card. It's definitely coming in to speak a truth in order to have healing. This could be a message that comes from an Aquarius. It could come from far away. Actually, let's change decks as I try to put my finger on this. Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse, and the Knight of Swords is upright. Do we only have one? Yeah. Sorry, it felt so thick. I was like, is there another card? But no. I mean, they're simply saying, I moved toward you too soon in the past. It wasn't the right time. I'm really sorry. But now I can finally say, I did leap forward impulsively when I shouldn't have because it wasn't the right time. And now let me heal that. But the truth is, you kind of already know what the situation is. You knew even back then, maybe, that I wasn't really free. You knew that it was a third party scenario. But you did a lot to hide it, didn't you? Because you got the moon card. So hang on. We've got the Magician in the reverse. Yeah, this is a liar, liar, pants on fire vibe. This is very much a situation of, I don't know, gosh, it's very much a situation of somebody who is saying, well, yeah, I hit it. I mean, sure I did, but I really want the Ten of Cups now. How's that going to go down with the person that they're coming in to tell this truth to now? How's that going to go down with a character who is the recipient of their message? The High Priestess, basically. Emperor. It's like, okay, so they're finally spilling their guts. They're opening up their mouth. They're trying to come across as an emperor. They're trying to say some truth. I'm surprised that she sees them in such a fantastic light. And we even have a Four of Wands here. It appears that a High Priestess is like, at last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over. Okay, but hold on. The fact that they're just coming clean about all of this and explaining everything, what is her response? Like, she is the High Priestess, so maybe she did know everything. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, Eight of Wands in the reverse. Yes, I knew everything. It wasn't the right time. I knew exactly why you couldn't move toward me. So I don't know what the context of this relationship really was. Maybe this is a situation. I mean, she thinks very highly of this person in this story. So maybe it's one of those where, longing glances and stuff, but it was like, it was obvious that I couldn't move towards you because it would have been a third party. I cared about you then, but I couldn't say anything because if I met you at the wrong time. He says he already came toward her as that Knight of Swords, came toward her when he shouldn't have. But she's not bothered by this at all. Maybe because she's a high priestess, maybe she's like, I wouldn't have been okay with us moving forward when it was the wrong time anyway. In the past, I know it wasn't the right time. I know you had other obligations. I know what it was. But now, sure enough, you're coming toward me with a real offer, just like I knew you would. She just seems very, we're talking like cool as a cucumber. She is not at all concerned, seemingly, about the things that were hidden in the past. Let me see. On that note of the magician in the reverse with the moon, yeah, 9 of Wands, she's like, well, I know. You had a whole bunch of stuff you had to heal. I know. When I met you, I could tell you were kind of a hot mess. You wanted me, but I knew you had obligations elsewhere. I knew more than you did about your own situation. I knew you were lying to yourself. I knew you wanted to be with me. I knew I was your pick, but I also knew there was no way you could be with me at that point, not until you'd healed. So she is just very, very much like, she doesn't feel like she was disrespected. She doesn't feel like she was in a third party. She says, look, I knew what was going on. I knew you couldn't possibly have been in a relationship with me at that point. Page of Swords, Star card. She says, somehow I've kept a little bit of tabs on you here and there. I know that you have been healing. That Page of Swords is, spying a little bit. I've known that you've been working on healing, maybe since the day I met you. Maybe that was a turning point for you. I know meeting me helped you to start realizing what you needed to do in your own life. She's like, man, this high priestess is in such a like peaceful, kind of like the all-knowing, all-seeing eye. She is not at all hurt or confused. In fact, it kind of seems like she's saying, I knew everything more than you did. We got that King of Cups. And this is a divine masculine and feminine energy combined, because we have a feminine, like kind of like a water person. It's just the outline of a person, but it's made of water, and it's a feminine, but as a King of Cups. So there's this energy of, I almost feel like she's saying, look, we're the perfect divine union of emotions, the yin yang energy. I always knew someday you'd come to me. That's just how this was going to be. There's some kind of deep emotional bond that she sensed right from the beginning. She never doubted it. There was some kind of like, you were a compliment to me and vice versa. Yeah, I almost would say this. In this story, she's saying, I probably would have behaved exactly the way you did had I been in your shoes, had roles been reversed. I can understand from your perspective where you were at, because that's the emotional comprehension that is shared between us. So at no point did she feel played or messed about or confused. It simply is, she really accepts the difficulties in life. She accepts the different places people find themselves in. She accepts not everything is a movie. Not everything is a perfectly tidied little box of, information, and everything is, in movies, we want it all tied up and perfect. Life is not so much that way. We don't meet someone and they immediately drop some wrong path and then instantly jump into our arms. We don't meet someone who's perfectly single and their life is uncomplicated and we happily ever after immediately. No, real life, at least, real life in a fictional story, right? But it is pointing out the fact that a high priestess has the comprehension to know, I understood that feelings were deeper. I understood that this was meaningful for you and for myself, but I also understood that we couldn't come together until there was a time that you could be mine, until the divine timing happened. Tell me just about divine timing, because I've seen it twice, both times in the reverse. 3 of Swords and the High Priestess. The High Priestess said, oh, it was agonizing because I knew when I first met you, this is not the right time. I'm the one who's got to carry this heartbreak right now. I know it's going to hurt right now. I know it. because it's not the right time, and I wanted it to be, but I knew it wasn't. And it was really, really sad that it wasn't. So she was wounded, but she was wounded because of the timing, not because she's like, oh, you bad, look at what you did to me. She's like, I knew I met the right person at the wrong time. The devil and the magician. I kind of think that she's saying, I wanted to manifest them getting themselves unstuck, but I knew they were trapped in some kind of a connection, they were being puppeted. I could tell they weren't really operating the way they would have wanted to. So that meant somebody was pulling their strings. The only way somebody has that much power over you is if you owe somebody money, or you've been told that you have to pay a certain amount before you're going to buy yourself your own freedom. It's like she just looked at it with this really realistic look, and she was like, hey, they're the ones living through hell, even if I'm the one who's heartbroken that I know divine timing is not on our side right now. And it sucks, but it probably sucks more to be them if they love me, want to be with me, and absolutely cannot without putting me into a third party. So we can't be together, and they're trapped in hell. I'm over here trapped in heaven. I have the access to manifest anything that I want. So the person who right now has the tougher decisions or the tougher life is actually them, not me. I do feel like this is like a very different spin on how someone can rationalize a situation where it's like, instead of her gnashing her teeth and feeling really disrespected or hurt, she's looking at it from that divine timing. As much as it sucks, as much as it is really painful, and it feels like a hurt and a betrayal that the divine timing can't just work for us, it's also really gnarly that they got to stay trapped in hell, because I love this person and I want them to be with me as soon as possible, but they can't be right now. It's a very different energy on this one. Tell me about her as the magician. 10 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. I feel like she's just been sending them love and sending them, like, come back to me when you can. Come back to me when you've wrapped stuff up. Come back to me when you've gotten your freedom purchased. Come find me. This cup of love is, I still have an overflowing love for you. I don't mean that she's waited and done nothing, because when you're in the magician's energy, you're manifesting all kinds of stuff in your life, all kinds of things, but she never stopped loving him. Not ever, from what I can tell. She's loved him, her, it doesn't matter. I don't read for genders. This could be same-sex couple just as easily as reverse gender roles. But I try to tell the story as smooth as I can by going with what we see on the cards. One day, despite all of this turmoil, all of this blockage, one fine day, this will still come to pass. Like, the divine has been sent in here overseeing it. This is that judgment card. This is Scorpio, by the way. Yes, I've got a fun little Scorpio ring. I did tag the product in like the Scorpio video on my other channel on Kate's Regretless Life, if you want to know where I found it. Because I know people are going to ask. It's the quickest way I can let you guys know. But I think that maybe this is something happening during Scorpio season where it finally is time. It still is a messy backdrop. It's a messy timeline. And yet, despite the sandstorms and the lightning, it's finally the right time still. What does that mean? Why is it so messy looking? Hanged Man. He seems to be the one who is either procrastinating at this moment. 8 of Cups. He's worried. What if she's walked away? He's pausing, even though we saw at the beginning, he's ready to go ahead and speak a truth. But it's like he's pausing because he's got to wrap his head around, would I have waited for me? If roles were reversed, she's probably gone. She's probably gone. My intention is to speak this truth, but she's probably gone. So this is more a representation of his energy, his stormy energy. Let me ask this. Why did they have to meet at the wrong time? Why did it go that way? Why right person, wrong time? Only because it seems like needless stress, right? Perspective. 9 of Swords. 7 of Cups in the reverse. This is the Hanged Man once again in any other deck. This would be the lack of confusion and gaining clarity when that Seven of Cups goes into the reverse. It almost seems like the universe is saying, look, wasn't my fault. They met at a time that, I mean, yes, this can talk about delays, but if the delay was, oh my God, I have to handle some things in my life that I let myself end up in some toxic connection and I wasn't motivated. I had no higher purpose that motivated me to get myself unstuck from a toxic connection until I met this High Priestess. And then I had a higher reason to look at my life and say, I got to make some changes because I met somebody, I met the High Priestess that I want to be with. That's my 10 of Cups. I didn't have a 10 of Cups to look forward to. So it didn't matter if I was dealing with somebody where I was trapped. In fact, I didn't even realize how trapped I was until there was someplace I'd rather be. So I had to get that higher perspective. And then maybe that's when they realized, oh my God, I am so incredibly stuck. Now I know I've been in a really toxic situation because I've met someone, I've met something better. So in that case, it wasn't bad timing. It's that this character didn't even have that visibility. They didn't have the ability to consider that their life was maybe lacking something or that something could be better for them. And, sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you meet it. And then you go, oh my God, I could have had that. I'm like picturing somebody's face just like falling when the reality of it hits. The only thing is, I do believe that he would have been more content to remain stuck had he not met her. And then once he met her, that's where the change begins. That's where it's like, oh my God, this is a train wreck. I have to fix this now because I want something else. I want something better. So it was the spot on right time. Inspiration of Wands in the reverse. But the reality of it, I do think he lost some ground because if it came crashing down of, oh my God, I met the person I would want to be with. Holy hell, I'm in the worst situation ever. I'm so stressed out. I'm around a bunch of vipers. My life is not my own, and now I know it. I was trading, maybe they were trading their freedom for some kind of luxury, but it came with such a huge cost, and they were really with toxic people. It wasn't going to be easy for them to extricate themselves, but the realization of all of that, I think at first just kind of imploded on them, because this is not them saying, okay, well, I'm going to make this plan. This is them losing ground, collapsing, saying, there's nothing I can do about this. So they may have wasted considerable amounts of time. But with the life force energy and the Two of Pentacles, sometimes we have to feel like, well, that's it. This will never happen. And we collapse it. And then that's where sometimes that's where I would say when we hit rock bottom, that's when our feet find solid ground. And they started to change their mindset instead of surrendering and saying, well, this will never happen. They did have a moment of complete surrender. They surrendered her. I'm never going to be with her. There's no way I can't have her in a third party. She wouldn't take it. She won't tolerate it. I can't be with her unless I'm not in this situation. So I guess it's over because I can't be with her unless I'm not in that situation. Wait, if I'm not in that situation, wait a minute. Could I maybe not be in that situation? And it's like we're gaining a different perspective. We're gaining this thought. It's like they woke back up and they started to get energized and they started to contemplate, could I really do this? Is there a way? They start juggling ideas around in their head. They start thinking about it. Could I actually make a change? Now I'd like to actually, because I know I can't be with that High Priestess unless I do. So she was very much, we have the Two of Cups. She was very, very, very much the, that light and that touchstone and that purpose that got them deciding after an initial collapse where they just surrendered her. They actually turned this battleship around and started to fight for cleaning up whatever was wrong in their life, whatever that situation was, that devil energy that they were so toxic in. And they started to change it for this. They did it for love. That song, Peter Cetera, I'll be the man that will fight for your honor. I'll be the hero you've been dreaming of. Want to live forever, knowing together we did it all for the glory of love. Yeah, that song's in my head. They chose to work toward becoming the King of Pentacles. And it takes a while. I mean, you got to be the king, you got to go through the pages and the knights, and then you get to the kings and the queens. So they basically had to revamp their life. That could have taken time. It could have taken a couple of years. But in this storyline, that was the motivation to make change. Amanda Curry, thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. You were so incredibly generous. Thank you, sweetheart, again and again. Six of Pentacles. The only step they got to take now is to reach out. That's the only thing they got left to do. Now, in this case, they're reaching out to ask very humbly, will you accept what I have to offer now? I couldn't offer you anything before. Would you accept what I have to offer now? Maybe it's like, I'm not that great, I'm not that good, but I'm free now. I could offer you something. Can I do that now? We already know her answer. Her answer is a yeah and a hell yeah. Her answer is, my emperor is coming on home. My person that had a bunch of stuff to figure out, my person that I couldn't have been with at that point in time, and I damn well know it. It wasn't the right time then, but it is now. My emperor is finally coming home. I gotta say, for this storyline, it was very, for a complicated situation, it was pretty clean, pretty tidy, because there was never any doubt in her mind of exactly what needed to happen. There wasn't a doubt about whether or not they loved her. There wasn't a doubt about why there were complications. Sometimes in life, there's just stuff that has to be handled, and I think that this storyline really challenges the idea that if they had never met her, they wouldn't have ever even been motivated to make these changes. So it actually is the impact of meeting her was wonderful on their life. And I think with the way they have taken this so serious, I don't know, I would say that they've proven that she really matters to them. Like, this kind of is love, even though it was definitely a mess. It wasn't a mess because somebody was being careless or frivolous or self-indulgent exactly. It was a mess because there were a lot of things in this person's life that they had to be motivated to actually change and have a better life. So I'm going to leave this one here. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Patricia Bocator, great to see you. Hey, John Schultz. Hey, Bobby Harris. Patricia, hi, honey. Thank you so much for being here. I did get an Aries reading out today, by the way. In fact, I got all the zodiacs done. So every zodiac on the other channel is done now. So today I did a Fucus, I did Aries, I did Scorpio, I did Sagittarius, Taurus. I think I'm missing one. Jessica H., great to catch you, love. San Juanita, thank you, Angel. Thank you so much. How are you doing? Great to see you. Devonia Gardens, great to see you, honey. Thank you, Patricia. Sweet D, hey. Voyager 2, Ethel Rose. The last card with the tapestry in my shirt. That's awesome. I didn't even notice, to be honest with you. I didn't notice. Was it yellow and navy blue? I'm trying to think which card that was. I'll have to go back and look. Thanks, John. Gabriella. Oh, I know. I did Aquarius too. Gabriella, you were asking for Aquarius. Aquarius was done today also. Natalie D. Hi, sweetheart. Great to see you, honey. Monkey Experiment, T-Baby. You guys are so awesome. John, I know. I almost never catch you in the lives. This was an awesome night. KMT, thanks for popping by. Jessica Rios, right back at you, my love. Naomi Torres. Hi. Hi, Brele. Lightning, I don't know if you're still out there, but hey. Butterfly Catnip Queen, great to see you, honey. Hi, Shell. Of Light and Dark, you were second in the house. Rodolfo, thank you for popping in so early tonight, too. Hi, Joanna. You were the third in the house tonight. Black Butterfly 25, great to see you, love. All right, you guys, I'll see you again a little bit later on. Thank you again, Amanda Curry. You're so generous. Thank you. Hey, Alex. Anonymous Angel, Sandy, Sabrina. Good. San Juanita, I'm so happy. Thank you, San Juanita. It was actually burgundy, not red. It was my cowboy shirt. Did you notice it had like the cowboy buttons on it. I found it and I was like, oh, I don't own anything like this. I must have it. So I like that you approve of my changing wardrobe styles. Sandy, I'm thrilled that you made it at the end of the live. It's so nice to see you. Anonymous Angel, I'm trying to think. I feel like I need to do a bonus tonight, probably for Virgo over on my other channel. So I'll probably go ahead and bounce over and do that one live. Oh, Ethel Rose, it was the judgment card. Okay. Oh, the one with the angel then. That judgment card that had like the big huge backdrop of the like thunder and lightning, the sandstorm one. Yeah. Uh, you guys are awesome. So nice to see you. Hi, Carrie. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for giving it a thumbs up. You guys are so awesome. And Carrie, thank you for the reminder for me to say that. So appreciate you. Unique to Freak in the house. Good to see you, Dwayne. How's your night going? Hey, Heart Rocks. Thank you for being here, my love. Oh, it was fiery with like a purple character on it. Ethel Rose. Okay. Did we get more than one judgment card out then? We might have, huh? Okay, Anonymous Angel, you and Sandy, you guys both want the Virgo. Okay, good. I will pop over and do that one next. Dwayne, are you at work? Well, I'm super honored that you brought me with you. Thank you for letting me hang with you. Virgo for you too, Carrie. All right, awesome. We'll get to that now. All right, you guys, lots of love. Really good to see you. I'll see you guys over there right now. Bye.